Hey guys, it's Robin Young here. I'm a brand strategist and creative agency founder, for those of you who are not familiar. I help brands move past logos to create movements, experiences, and relationships with their customers. And today I'm talking about why your ineffective marketing is likely a branding issue. So, a lot of the businesses that come to work with us are doing so because they are just not seeing the desired response from their marketing and sales efforts. So they're doing all the things. They're, running ads. They're posting to social media. They are, they've got newsletters going out. They're doing PR, but it's just not translating into sales for them. 9 out of 10 times, the issue isn't in their marketing efforts. The problem is in their brand positioning, or more specifically, in their inability to create a connection with their customers. So nearly every market at this point is becoming oversaturated. Customers are becoming more and more inundated with marketing messages every day, and brands are left vying for the little bit of attention that they have. So having a strong product is no longer enough to create customer loyalty. In fact, if you're a consumer products brand that thinks that you're just selling product, you're kind of missing the point. In order to win more customers' attention, particularly in this day and age, you must establish a unique positioning and point of view, or you risk becoming irrelevant to your audience. So laying the framework for this connection is about understanding your identity and the place in your market that you're filling. So when we're working with clients, there's a number of different factors that we look at in order to determine how to position your brand. So who you are, what your niche is, what your secret sauce is or what sets you apart, what's the story or lifestyle that you're creating, why does your company even exist beyond just selling products or services for that matter? What shared values do you have with your customer? So some people tend to think of these as core values, but we call them shared values because think of it like a covenant. So this says to your customer, instead of just here's what's important to us as a business, it says here's what you and I might share together. It's more likely to rally them around your message. And then in addition to that, what's a compelling vision that drives your company, both internally and externally? So when we work with customers, it's generally over a period of time in order to establish that brand, not only in their own minds in terms of in the minds of the CEO or founder, but also in the actions and in the work of their team. And in that way, it's also connected to how they're showing up to the world as a brand. So aligning their marketing message, their content that they're creating, and even their customer journey roadmap. So that looks at, okay, how does a customer go from not knowing anything about you, just stumbling upon your brand, to now they're a diehard fan. So we look at that in terms of the establishment of the brand. Once we've established that foundation, then the work becomes about continuing to deliver on that brand promise consistently. So if you fail to create that authentic brand foundation, it doesn't matter how entertaining or funny or beautiful your marketing is, it will not create sustainable success. So here's the cold, harsh truth when it comes to marketing. It doesn't matter how much you spend on ads and marketing. If you don't have a brand that resonates, you're playing a fool's game. You've likely heard it before. A customer won't remember your brand or product the first dozen or so times they see it. Also, you've likely heard that you need a hefty marketing budget in order to make a significant dent in your bottom line. While these statements have some truth to them, what they fail to mention is that branding plays a significant role in the efficiency of your marketing, can actually lower your costs and strengthen your return on investment when done properly. So particularly for small businesses, when you have a strategic and focused brand that appeals to a specific customer base, you're more likely to create unique content and focused messaging that actually resonates, because you know your customer and you're able to speak to their pain points and the lifestyle that they want much easier. So understanding their needs and what values they share with you and how to talk about these things that they want helps you to build trust with that audience over time. So without that compelling brand, your marketing message falls flat, you'll be lost in the sea of white noise, and selling your products is going to feel like pushing a boulder uphill. So what do you need to do to ensure that your message is landing? Here's some do's and don'ts. Do. Assess how sticky your brand is now. Are you getting the amount of sales that you want? Are you accessing the audience that you want? If not, the problem is likely with your brand strategy. Here's another do. Start with strategy, particularly if you've never done strategy before. Too often people will skip this step in the development of their brand in an effort to save money on the front end. Let me just save you the time, money, and headache now. The amount that you'll end up spending trying to catch up with your brand or trying to build it while you're already in flux or while you're already public as a brand, yikes. It's going to cost you a lot more than just money. So get it done right the first time. Don't assume that just because the marketing company that you work with offers strategy that it's their area of expertise. I see many companies and agencies out there claiming to do brand strategy and positioning well, and in the end, the end product that they give you is inconsistent and doesn't differentiate your brand. So make sure that you're looking into what is their actual experience when it comes to strategy? How many brands have they worked with on strategy? Are they similar brands to yours? Do they also have brands that are outside of your market? Because that can be a really helpful way to make sure that they are thinking strategically. They're thinking outside of the box, that they don't just have a template that they use for everybody that's in your same market. That's not going to help you stand out from the herd. Also, don't, for the love of God, please don't try to do this yourself. You're too close to your own brand. And to be able to look at it subjectively, you need an outsider with professional experience who can give you a perspective of a stranger, right? Because somebody who has never, interacted with your brand before is going to have a different perception of how your brand is showing up, what message, what is the vibe that you're coming across as. It's impossible for you to do that for yourself because you're living and breathing this thing every single day. You can't think objectively about your brand. Okay. If you'd like to get in touch with me, make sure that you visit our website. I'm robinyoung.co. You can sign up there for a free discovery call, or feel free to get our worksheet. Just go to the hamburger menu, go to worksheet page, and download our 5 steps to get on brand guide. Talk soon.